These are the 10 most emotional moments in NBA history. Coming at number 10, the NBA was about to welcome new talented players, but they surprised everyone.
Before we continue tonight, I want to take a moment to recognize Baylor center Isaiah Austin. You may have heard about Isaiah. He is one of the nation's best collegiate players and was expected to be picked tonight before the discovery just a few days ago that he had a genetic disorder called Marfan syndrome and is no longer able to play competitive basketball. And we wanted to make sure he fulfilled at least this part of his dream. So it gives me great pleasure to say that with the next pick in the 2014 NBA Draft, the NBA selects Isaiah Austin from Baylor University.
Wow, the commissioner did something really cool. And at number 9, a player made everyone in the stadium scared for his life. Gordon got hurt really badly, and it was too frightening to be shown on YouTube. The whole NBA was behind him. In the very next game for the Celtics, he assured everyone that he was going to be fine.
What's up, everybody? Just wanted to say thank you to everyone who's had me in your thoughts and prayers. I'm going to be all right.
You have to admire Gordon for wanting to play again, but being in the 8th spot can lead to becoming a big joke on social media. Kevin Durant knows this well. We've all probably seen pictures of him like these. They're from the 2013 season when he was determined to be the best NBA player. After owning the league, he became the MVP. But when he got the award, he said he wasn't the one who should have gotten it.
I tend to look back to what brought me here. You wake me up in the middle of the night in the summer times, making me run up a hill, making me do push-ups, screaming at me from the sideline of my games at 8 or 9 years old. You made us believe. You kept us off the street, put clothes on our backs, food on the table. When you didn't eat, you made sure we ate. You went to sleep hungry. You sacrificed for us. You the real MVP.
I'm not crying, you are. But things could have been worse. In situation number 7, a player got fined a lot of money for showing emotions. It happened because NBA referees have been acting strangely, ejecting players without any good reason and doing unusual things. One referee even looks like Gucci Mane riding four-wheelers during games. When Fred VanVleet told the referees they weren't doing their jobs right, they gave him a technical foul, and his team lost the game. Fred was really angry. The NBA didn't care about his feelings when they fined him $30,000 for speaking out against the referees. But the money he had to pay wasn't as emotional as what James Harden did for his biggest fan, who is number 6. Even though Harden might seem tough, he cares a lot about his fans, more than most NBA players. He spends a lot of time either giving back to them or praising them. So when Harden found out that his biggest fan was going through a very serious and life-threatening problem, he decided to help. Harden being really famous and still caring about one person says a lot about who he is, more than anything he does in the game. On the other hand, Russell Westbrook, who is 5th on the list, had a tough time on the court, and it affected his family's lives. His trade to the Lakers was supposed to be a big deal, but when he played, he had trouble shooting the basketball. Everyone was making fun of Westbrook. So, Westbrook changed his last name to Westbrook because people were making jokes about it. But the problem was, his whole family had the same last name, so the jokes were hurting them too. That's when Westbrook couldn't take it anymore and decided to change his name. Westbrook thought he did the right thing by protecting his family, but it ended up making things even worse. It wasn't just on TV. Even on social media, there were lots of posts about Westbrook. People were buying and wearing Westbrook merchandise, and someone even sent him a whole diss track through direct messages. Feel sorry for Westbrook. He went through a lot just to be traded nearby. Luckily, it's not as extreme as what happened to another player who got comforted by the biggest comedian in the world. Now about Kawhi Leonard, he's not very emotional. People even think he's like a robot. He doesn't understand fist bumps, struggles with speeches, and can't tell when his teammates are joking. Once he found something amusing, and it became one of the most widely shared moments in NBA history.
I don't even know where you're sitting at.
Now we are not sure which is more amusing, Kawhi's laugh or the idea that Kevin Hart, who's only 5 feet 2 inches tall, thinks people are afraid of him punching them. Anyway, when Kevin made fun of Kawhi, it made more than 16 million people laugh. But at number 3, there's a more serious story in NBA history. Derrick Rose once thought he had a great future ahead. Things looked promising when he entered the NBA as the first overall draft pick and quickly became a superstar. Rose became the best player for the Chicago Bulls since Michael Jordan, dominating against the top players in the NBA. Eventually, he made history by becoming the youngest MVP ever. He felt really happy and successful, but everything changed suddenly. His problem started when he unexpectedly played in a big victory, and things went downhill from there. Rose hurt himself badly in basketball by landing in a bad way. He tore his ACL, which is a serious injury. Right away, he had to start rehab to get better. He wanted to come back strong and play like before. But as time passed, he faced more injuries and people doubting him, making it even harder for him. All the bad talk about him made Rose doubt himself. There were stories about fans meeting him and saying he's great, but he would reply, "No, I used to be." Rose wasn't sure about his career, but a part of him still wanted to do well. During an emotional interview, it seemed like he could feel that something bad was about to happen. Rose felt really upset, not just because of the trade, but also because Chicago is where he grew up. It was like his hometown didn't believe in him anymore. Getting traded to a team that wasn't doing well was just one part of his tough time. He faced more trades, injuries, and more teams giving up on him. Finally, he ended up with the Minnesota Timberwolves. He knew this was his last chance to show he still deserved to be in the league. That night turned out to be the most emotional night of his whole life. Rose played the best game of his career, and it meant more than just basketball because of all he had been through. It gave hope to the whole world. Overcoming injuries is tough, but there's more to the story. Michael Jordan at number 2 had a deeply emotional moment when the closest person in his life was murdered. MJ's dad was killed suddenly, and even the best basketball player ever didn't know how to handle it. But MJ couldn't just stay sad. He had to do something about it. Actually, he chose to use his father's death as a way to push himself. MJ's team, the Bulls, were winning 2 in the NBA Finals, and had a chance to become champions. The crucial Game 6 happened to be on Father's Day. Michael Jordan felt a strong determination not to disappoint his dad. That's why MJ is the greatest of all time. But the most touching moment in NBA history happened when LeBron was about to surpass Kobe on the all-time scoring list. This brought people from all over the world together. And then, something important happened. Kobe sent a tweet to congratulate, but little did anyone know that those would be the last words Kobe would ever share. No one saw this coming, and it surprised everyone around the world. People couldn't even discuss it without getting emotional. After that, players everywhere began their next games by intentionally waiting for 8 seconds as a way to honor Kobe's jersey number. Later, the Lakers held a special night dedicated to Kobe, where each player wore his jersey number and was introduced as Kobe before LeBron delivered a sincere speech.
So in the words of Kobe Bryant, Mamba out, but in the words of us, not forgotten. Live on, brother.
LeBron was correct. People won't forget Kobe anytime soon. His amazing career led to both of his jerseys being displayed at the Staples Center. The NBA even changed the All-Star game to honor Kobe, naming the MVP award after him. Kobe united not just a city but the whole world. There will never be another person like Kobe, whether in sports or in life. And if you enjoyed this, please subscribe to the channel for more.